I'm Devin with Geek Stuff Games, and I'm here with John Rossum and Chris Rossum, commentating their match they played about a week ago, which was Ad Nauseam versus Blue Moon. We have John Rossum playing Blue Moon and Chris Rossum playing Ad Nauseam on the left.
Game 1 was so bad. I can't even begin to explain how bad Game 1 was.
I believe it was pretty good. I won, so that's the best part.
Alright, so it looks like we have a sleight of hand out of Chris.
So if I remember, Game 1, my hand was, had one dead card. It was, Vapor Snag, and had, Serum Visions, Electrolyze, a Mana Leak, a Remand, and I think another land or two.
So you got some value cards in this match.
I do. It was basically a mulligan to 6 with the Vapor Snag, but I felt like the hand was good enough to be able to keep.
To keep with the dead card. Despite essentially being a five card hand to begin with.
Yeah.
Alright, so we have a...
Which
we got a Prism.
I immediately remand.
Now, why did you remand the...
Because he could possibly combo off the next turn.
Okay, so instead of countering the pieces, you wanted to counter
I wanted to counter what was going to let him combo off next turn. Because if you just played a land, I just lost to a pack negation. So I wanted to find more time to find at least one more counter spell.
Okay.
But it turned out to be another Vapor Snag and a Vidalcan Shackles, and it was just...
A bunch of dead cards for the match.
It was very bad.
Which, Ad Nauseam isn't particularly a deck that you come to a modern tournament prepared for.
And I'm just sitting here.
So I
was thinking whether or not I wanted to counter it, because I think I had a Mana Leak in my hand or a Remand at the time.
But you didn't want to waste your last counter on...
and that's when I decided I need to Electrolyze you right now.
To draw more.
Yeah, I need to find another counter spell.
It wasn't even about the damage, it was draw more, draw more, draw more.
Yeah. Yeah,
so you discard a Shackles,
my
which
hand
in this match is...
Yeah, my hand at this time was literally 2 Vidalcan Shackles and 2 Vapor Snags. So I could not... If he tried to combo off, I just couldn't win.
Which we see him trying to combo off here, correct?
Actually...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
20 combos.
No,
this is when I had another counter spell, but I couldn't have the pack, and he had the pack.
Yeah.
Well, that game 1 left me a little unsatisfied.
Yeah,
to say the least. So now, Chris, can you explain how the Ad Nauseam combo works?
Basically, with Ad Nauseam combo, I play Angel's Grace, where it says you cannot lose the game this turn, and your opponent can't win the game this turn.
Mm-hmm.
Until end of turn, damage that would reduce your life total to less than 1 reduces it to instantly 1.
And then with the Ad Nauseam, he reveals his whole deck, and then he exiles 2 Simian Spirit Guides, 3 Simian Spirit Guides, and Lightning Storms you. Lightning Storm deals 3 initially, and it's the only instant you put charge counters on. And to put a charge counter on this instant, you have to discard a land. So he discards 15 lands and deals...
Actually, I discard exactly enough to kill you, and if you have a land to discard, I discard another one.
Yeah, okay, so you do it the good way.
Yes, I do.
You don't just throw them all in.
Throw all lands when I used to play this deck, which I did.
And I'm basically making him kill me here.
Yeah, make him go through the motions, make sure he has it, even though he's holding his whole deck in his hand.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is where I'm just I'm dead.
All right. Well, that was a little unsatisfying. Let's look at game 2. 2 from John Rossum's perspective. This video, you'll be able to view all cards in his hand.
17.
So it looks like a Flooded Strand, a Cryptic, a Dig Through Time.
Now, I think this part of the game was I wouldn't say I exactly misplayed. I have Steam Vents and Flooded Strand, and I have Seer Visions. And you'll see off the sleight of hand, I draw a Blood Moon.
And then
I scry 2, and then it's a
Spell Snare, and I couldn't see the other
I think
card.
it was a Sacred. Yeah, it was a Steam Vents.
Steam Vents. Let's say Sacred Foundry.
Sacred Foundry, yeah. In my Blue Moon deck.
I promise that's not in your 60 cards.
The thing I like about modern sideboarding is very important in modern.
Wise words of Brian Kelly in the background.
Now, what did you sideboard in this match?
What did I sideboard in? I sideboarded in Counterflux, 2 negates, a Batter Skull, and Keranos.
Keranos. Okay. Great win condition. And the fact that you can just, once you hit it, jam it, you can sit on it. And
Yeah.
Now, Chris, what did you side in this match?
I basically sided in 3 Duresses.
And Teferi?
Yeah, Teferi.
Which is huge in it against any control match.
Yes, and I forgot. I'm pretty sure I boarded in.
Boarded out.
No, I boarded out 2 dig through times, which I thought was a dumb idea at the time. And I boarded out.
And this is where you see me think, and I'm just like,
yeah.
I literally was like, all right, well, I'm going to jam this Blood Moon right now as long as he can't counter it, because he has 2 mountains. I at least have an island.
Well,
now, this is where
let's
the game...
confirm. You're holding Remand, Counterflux,
Flux.
which is now a dead card.
Which is now a dead card, unless I draw now. The thing is, I have 7 islands left in my deck. Plus...
But you got to think you have 50 cards left. That's a 7 in 50 chance of drawing the second, and then you need the third.
But I have enough castables so far in my deck that I'm all right with having probably 1 or 2 dead draws. And then I draw
there's a
this. Well, there's a mountain.
Now, and
you just jammed a Simian Spirit Guide.
Yes, because I had nothing else in hand. I wanted to get early damage in, and I had nothing else.
I don't think I've ever seen Ad Nauseam played that.
And then this is what was funny. He draws Swamp into Island, and this is where the game tilted John Rossum comes into play.
Yes, because
however, he still couldn't find mana to combo off. So.
Good.
And I didn't want him being able to like pact an Angel's Grace because I wanted it to resolve.
Okay, so we can see another mountain out of you, John.
I just have to draw 1 island and my hand is stacked. And he draws Lotus Bloom, which is going to be remanded when it tries to come into play.
Right, you can't let that hit.
Yeah. And I just Snapcaster in and block.
The undervaluing of these cards is insane. There's another mountain for John Rossum.
Yep, there's another mountain. More tilt is happening.
And I'm pretty sure it's right here and next turn. Oh, right here. I draw a swamp and John.
And then I just become extremely tilted. And then I draw Serum Visions. I'm like, all right, there we go.
That helps. So you draw... Okay, you
both of them. Oh my
2
Lord.
mountains that you scry away.
He starts to get mad. He kind of threw a card at me.
I didn't throw a card at you.
He threw his deck towards my deck.
I did not throw it towards your deck. I just put it down.
Okay. So now we see an Electrolyze, which if he tries to jam another Simian Spirit Guide, you can kill it with. But it does have the relevance of being able to draw with it.
Yeah. And this is where I draw Basic Mountain. The 1 basic mountain in the list.
So you need an island, which you have 7 of, but you draw a basic mountain.
Which is a lot of.
That's a misplay where I come from, but...
And then this is where I have to remand Lotus Bloom.
Right,
because then he's on.
Yeah.
I believe I had combo in hand right here.
I think you had combo in hand the entire game. Just couldn't find the right amount of white mana to enable to do it.
Well, I only play 1 white mana, so...
Draw Cryptic. That's a triple blue spell. I'm a little far off from that.
How many Cryptics do you have in hand?
2 at this time, and then like 1 dig. And I'm just like, just give me islands so I can dig.
So now, what was your thought process of jamming the moon then? That you have the 7 islands?
Yeah, my thought process was that he has 2 non-basics in play. He plays 4 basic lands.
Yeah.
And you Electrolyze face to draw here. Snapcaster.
And then I draw again. Well, after I record a life total or something.
Yep.
Yeah, record life totals.
Island!
Basic island, and then this game is...
You're good at this game.
And then this game is just...
Yeah, then this game starts to go into his favor, because now he has...
Now all my spells are castable.
Yeah.
I have a Counterflux in my hand.
Dig through time.
And I have no way to play spells without them being countered, because...
I think this is where I think for a while.
Yeah, because you got to think on the dig. Because if he can combo off, you lose. Yeah. But if you get off that dig, you win.
I'm gonna win this game. If this dig ends up resolving, which it did,
you win.
The only reason why it's because of the Pentad Prism.
Because he might have
Simian Spirit Guide combo, but he has 3 cards in his hand.
But you got to think if he Simian Spirit Guides at the end of your turn.
Yeah.
Because he hard cast the one earlier.
I don't think he has another one.
Right.
I don't think he has another one.
He runs 3, but
Yeah.
that's not
No, I
enough
run
to light
4.
He runs
I
4.
run 4.
Do you run the 4?
Yes,
Yeah.
I run 4.
I don't think he
But
can.
I always need 3 to cast
Right,
Lightning Storm.
so you couldn't afford the Lightning Storm and the combo.
No.
So yeah, I think jamming the dig here is the right play.
Yes, but also, if he did play Dig, no, I didn't have it. I didn't have Pact to Negation. But
That's Unlife. Yeah, that's Unlife.
Which
I was like, whatever, it's fine. And I
hardcast the dig.
I hardcast dig this time. I'm
Because-
like, let's go.
all that red mana is doing you so much good.
Yeah, I have to. I'm gonna.
With your
full
snap,
value.
the cards engraved are more valuable.
Yeah, and I'm like, let's just hardcast this. And there's a
There's a
Keranos,
Keranos,
and I put the
Batterskull.
Keranos on the bottom because Batterskull was
Batterskull
going
is-
to be huge.
Yeah, Batterskull is better in this
I
one.
think I picked Batterskull.
No.
Yeah. No, I did pick a Batterskull.
no,
I
the
brought in-
Batterskull's actually in that pile right there
No, it
going
is
to the
not.
bottom.
I have 2 of them. Because I did
Oh.
put a Batterskull in my hand.
But there's also one in the bottom.
Yeah. I was not going to need 2 Batterskulls. 1 Batterskull was going to do it.
Yeah.
And this is where game is in my favor.
Right, because you got the counter flux.
And basically, right when he becomes over 30 life, I have no way of basically doing enough damage.
Well, that's with the number of lands you had.
Yeah. I believe.
Now, did you side in the other? Did you side in?
Yeah, you did boarding conflag.
Did you board in Conflagrate here?
Yes, I believe
Yeah,
I.
he did.
So
Yeah.
you do have another win option.
Which is why I couldn't let it resolve at all. Because I could try to counterflux his Lightning Storm, but then I would just lose to a conflagrate.
Well, how?
Cards in hand?
I don't believe how can configure how many.
Because you pay the mana, and then you pay... So you pay 1 red to cast it for 0, and then you pay 2 red flashback and discard your entire hand, deal 60 to me.
Oh, good point. Yes.
So you do have that option. If he gets over 50, then you have no outs.
Yeah, no outs unless I have configure.
But the combination of the Conflagrate and Lightning
And
Storm,
I'm pretty
you do
sure...
have an
Did you try to combo me here? Yeah, you did. You
Yeah.
went Angel's Grace ad nauseam. I'm like counterflux.
counterflex the ad nauseam.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which you didn't even need the Angel's Grace here because of that Phyrexian Unlight.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't Angel's Grace. He just cast ad nauseam.
Ad nauseam.
Yeah, he just cast ad nauseam.
And I believe I had.
Bosijo?
Yeah, I believe I had one of those.
But I had Blood Moon.
But in play, but he had
But Blood Moon kills it.
Yes.
With Blood Moon, it doesn't matter.
And with your hand, the Lightning Bolt, the Cryptics, you just kind of sit here until you win.
Yeah, basically. How come the one time we actually record out of this?
Well, John, because you don't have a good.
You're not good on feature matches.
I guess
We're gonna work on it.
I'm like 2 for 3 now.
You're not
It's
good
so
under
bad.
pressure, John.
Yeah, I'm 1 for 1 at this store, but I'm 1 for 2 at SC games. So.
And I guess he's trying to record live total to make sure John doesn't cheat
Gonna
and
be a fun
get
beginning to
DQ'd
come.
again.
Right.
When Alan played on Drew Basic Mountain, are you gonna laugh at that a second time as you watch it? And
I did. Yes,
Yeah,
I
that's
did.
literally what I said. I'm like, you're gonna laugh a second time when I draw Basic Mountain?
Yes, I did.
Now I have 3 Allens in play. Now my hand's
You
basically
have
all
Cryptic,
counter spells.
Cryptic,
And Snapcaster.
Snapcaster.
I believe
Double
I-
Snapcaster, Remand, double counter.
Yeah,
double,
this is
Cryptic.
when I get bored and I'm just like, I'm not winning this, so I jam
You
down 2
basically
Simian.
jammed the second Simian
I
Spirit guy.
jammed down 2
And I
Simian
debated
Spirit guides.
countering it, but I'm like, maybe this will work out the way I want it to.
No, he.
Yeah, and then I cast Snapcaster Mage, and I'm like, can I target a Lightning Bolt?
No, I
No,
thought.
this is what I did. I Snapcastered. I'm like, I'll try a Lightning Bolt.
Now, did you Lightning Bolt the guide?
I bolted the guy, but
Nah, I'm pretty sure you bolted my face.
no, I did not bolt your face.
Yeah, because if you have the 2 Spirit Guides,
Yeah.
you can block the germ.
Yes.
I mean, but then I was like, and then he's like, I might actually respond, and I'm like, whatever. So
acting my snap, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you went back, you allowed the pact,
yeah,
and that was at the end of his turn.
yes,
And I believe I lose because I forget to pay my pact.
true. And then I'm like, cool story, bro. I'll cast Snapcaster Mage. He's like, resolve. I'm like, I'll Lightning Bolt.
Game 4. 26. Go.
So there's another mountain.
Yeah, and I
This is
lose
when I
because
said
I
yes.
forget to pay.
Draw. You forgot to pay the pact.
Yeah.
I don't think you forget to pay the pact, and you scoop up in like one fluid motion. You're like, I forgot that. 3 from the perspective of Chris.
So basically, the main reason why I said no at the beginning of the game is because John said he was gonna win.
That's not true, but okay. Whatever Chris says.
Whatever Chris says. All right, so this looks like a keepable hand to me, but I don't know how to play combo. So
Yeah.
would you keep this hand?
Yes, I would, because I have, I'm pretty sure, 3 draw effects.
Yeah, which they're valuable draw effects. Would you keep the pact here and ship the bauble?
I don't remember. No, I keep the bauble
because you have Lightning Storm already in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure I do.
No.
Pack the. Oh no, I put bauble
on bottom.
Yeah.
Well,
just because.
You're not playing against a Thought.
Yeah, he's not running Duress. He's not running Thoughtseize. There's the pack, which in this match is
great for me.
Insanely valuable.
Now I'm pretty sure I play my Scryland right here to see what I can get off the top, which is Simian Spirit God, I believe.
Which you ship.
Yeah,
because
I don't need it.
You don't want to run the Jam Spirit Guide this game?
No, I don't feel like attacking with a Spirit Guide to get.
Jam Spirit Guide generally does not get you anywhere.
So I put my Nauseam.
No, not in a format like this.
No. So I put a Nauseam in my hand and I ship down a Swamp. And I have 2.
Another Chalice. Okay, put that on bottom. You have 2 in hand, correct?
Yeah.
So the third is significantly less valuable. Instant mana. Snap mana leak.
Because he doesn't want me to get enough mana so that I can combo.
Yes,
I know what he's playing.
Go.
The basic mountain?
Yeah.
I'll show it up again.
Now, why is there a basic mountain in the left?
Path Exile. Also, it's red source, it doesn't cost me to get it.
Okay. Path Exile is a real thing. As a Geist Get There player, there's nothing that makes me happier than playing Affinity, which runs less basic lands than you run paths.
Yeah.
I look at my hand right now because I'm deciding, do I want to keep the dig on top and ship the land down to the bottom, or do I want to keep? Yes, I do.
You ship the land, keep the dig,
Yeah.
search for more combo pieces.
Yes. I already have a Nauseam in hand, so all I need is an Angel's Grace or Phyrexian Unlife, and then I'm good.
So this play I've been ever since made this play, I've been liking this play less and less.
So you're crypticking to
bounce his Prism.
Yeah.
And draw a card.
So you essentially waste a cryptic.
I wouldn't say I wasted a cryptic. My thought process was that I didn't want to just get comboed because I only had I had 2 cryptics in my hand.
Yeah.
And I had like a remap. I needed to find a cheaper counterspell.
Then the remap.
Yeah. And it turned out to be completely wrong because he's like, I'll slam dig through time.
Which, that's the right play from his perspective.
Yeah.
Because now it's find combo pieces.
Yeah.
Which he already has the ad nauseam, and he already has the
I think the one thing I didn't like about when I played the match is that I always assumed he had combo in his hand.
Well, but playing against a deck that can go off at instant speed, it's hard not to.
Yeah, which is why I bounced. Because I couldn't.
And
actually, him digging for me, I didn't mind that at all.
Yeah,
because that means he couldn't combo this turn, or probably not the next turn.
On your turn, but you have to dig when you can dig.
Yeah,
because remand against dig is such a hit.
Blowout.
Yes,
a blowout city.
So now it's John's turn. He has Cryptic Mana
I basically just played Land Go the entire time.
Okay, so playing the typical control route.
Yeah.
Draw land, go. Slam the Lotus Bloom because it's probably the card in this deck that requires the least amount of thought other than maybe that island. Actually, no, that uses up your land draw. You always slam Lotus. Is that 2 lands?
I believe so. It was. It could.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you take the Scry land because you can dig deeper. Duress. Which, in this match, you almost
keep.
snap keep. Because it's, let me take a look. And
basically I did like 4 things to Scry right there, and then I just drew it.
I don't know. I think I had like 3 cards in the hand at this time. It was. I know I had Counterflux. And this is where he's like Duress, and I'm like, oh my god. I think I sat on this Duress for like about a minute.
thinking about if you let it go. Well, do you know what counters you have in your hand at this time?
I don't. I think it was very light with counter magic.
Right, because
which is why this is where the first time is where I cryptic it.
Which I like this cryptic here because it's you're gonna lose it regardless,
and I at least draw a card off of it.
Right, because thinking of your list, there's no card I would rather take than a cryptic from you.
Yeah, other than the Counterflux, the one of Counterflux. I think you always snap take Counterflux over Cryptic. Counterflux is uncounterable.
Because Cryptic I can still count.
Yeah. And this is the blowout.
There's the Teferi.
Which I hold off till...
He holds on to it for a long time.
Yeah, until he's basically tapped out, and then I play it on his turn.
I wasn't tapped out when you cast it.
Yeah.
We'll see. But
yeah,
that's definitely the player card that valuable in this match.
Yeah, I definitely take Teferi. That actually would beat me.
Teferi.
Yeah.
What, beat you down with 3-4?
It wasn't... I had to untap. I think my hand at the time had Karanos in it, and I just was not playing Karanos for like 4 turns.
Plus, also, I believe that's a pact to negation in my hand, so I could have countered it as well.
Yeah, pact.
And now, one of my Lotus Blooms is on 1, and another one...
Like, I was like, alright, let's Vandal Blast.
That's destroy target.
It takes me a second to decide, yeah.
To decide if you let it go.
Yeah.
Because the mana there is valuable, but your counter is more valuable.
And
this is where I was like,
you remand.
I want to remand your Lotus Bloom. So.
Yeah, which is such a valued play.
And there's Hoppy in the background.
I think you always have to counter an unlife no matter what happens. You don't really care about like the whole other thing, but you want him to have a step back. Which
you don't want him to always have Angel's Grace.
Yeah.
And I had the combo in hand right there.
He had Nauseam with the
pact, with unlife. So you're mana leaking the
unlife,
which you had.
Yeah.
Which I think
I like that play. I think. I mean, it requires him to tap out next turn, which gives you a turn.
Well, actually, I won't be tapping out because one of my Lotus Blooms will be...
But this is what happens. You'll see next turn. 1 sec. So this is... I'm like, Serum Visions... No, I think... Oh, no. This is the point of the game where I debate whether or not I cast Serum Visions. Because I had double... I think I had multiple counter spells in my hand, and I didn't want to, like... I had a Snapcaster, Cryptic, and another counter spell.
Yeah. So you're not sure here what the...
Yeah.
Yeah, Snapcaster.
But it might just be, actually, I think I just had Snapcaster, Cryptic. I think this is the point of the game where my gas is just not very gassy. And this is where I make him, pun intended, where I make him lose his Gemstone Cavern so he would not lose the game because I remand his Lotus Bloom.
Which, taking a land here is fine.
Yeah.
And I have a Dig Through Time in hand right there. So next
cannot cast.
Next turn I can jam it down, but I believe you countered it.
I do counter it.
Which, that's a fine play on both parts. Eat the counter, especially if you already have combo in hand.
Yeah,
I like that play.
And basically, John has countered my Lotus Blooms like 4 times in a row.
I counted them twice so far.
Really?
I counted it 3 times.
Yeah, 3 times.
Because it keeps you off the mana.
One in a Honda? Yeah. Alright.
I like.
Yeah. The Honda's yours, right? No.
Card. Talking about cards or something.
Hey,
Yeah.
Hoppy, what do you drive?
Oh, yes, we had to move cars so
Moving
that
it
they
for the
could
guy
leaf
down
blow our
bottom?
lovely parking lot.
Yeah.
That being said, our
The
parking
leaf
lot is
blowing
freshly
down there.
leaf blown and nice and clean for those who wish to park their cars at Geek Stuff Games at 2 Wall Street in Spencer, Massachusetts.
Brian, can you do me a favor?
Advertising at its time.
Hold this any way you'd like.
Oh, and here comes BK to use the
So,
camera.
to hold the camera so that I can move my car for the good of...
And he starts to run out into the cold. John's like...
John's like, it's cold.
Sigh of relief. Sigh of actually disbelief or whatever.
John's like, let me pull up my sleeves like I do every single day.
That's so good. Yeah.
Sure.
Now, I still have my
Teferi in hand.
yeah.
Which, at this point, all you have to do to win is not misplay.
Yeah.
And all John has to do to win is pull off a miracle.
And draw some counter spells.
Yeah.
Which actually does not happen ever. This part of the game I was so far ahead, and then I just fell so far behind with the lack of counter magic I was able to find.
So now, what's been inspiring you to play Blue Moon lately?
It has a really good Delver matchup. Has a really good any 3-card deck matchup.
Because it just shuts him down, mana-wise.
Yeah.
And
Plays more counter spells than most lists. Plays more removal spells than a lot of lists play.
Okay.
And a lot of times it's just like a lot of my 3 drops just win the game. Like Vidalcan Shackles, like Blood Moon, like Batter Skull, like Keranos. And I play 2 Dig. Dig Through Time is probably the most insane card. I think I'm on the debate between Dig Through Time and Treasure Cruise. I'm definitely on the side of Dig Through Time.
Well, you gotta think, it's 2 cards you want over 3 cards. You might as well just be 3 lands.
Yes. I mean, sure, I've had some Dig Through Times that are like Lightning Bolt Counterspell, but you're fine with this because you're often only paying like 3 mana for it.
If that.
Yeah.
Personally, I really don't like Dig Through Time because I've cast it like 5 times, and out of 3, like 2 times I've got all 7 lands.
If you just get 7 lands, just so much.
Actually, I prefer Mystical Teachings because that basically lets me search for what I
whatever
need.
you want.
I think Mystical
Not
Teachings is
just
probably
like
better.
basically.
You know, I do agree that I think Mystical Teachings is better in the list.
You
Yeah.
got Mystical Teachings for Dig Through Time? Is that what was cut?
Did he cut Mystical?
Yeah, actually, I played 2 of Mystical, I believe.
So he made it a 2/2 instead of a 4/.
Yeah,
But I definitely
which
agree that
I don't like at all.
I feel like Dig Through Time is just too powerful not to play.
I really don't like it.
I'd rather have
actually.
2 cards rather than 1.
But
it's a guarantee of the card you like. Or
yes,
the card you want. And the fact that you can flash it back
True.
adds
I got that.
additional value.
actually, the funny
But
part.
I mean, it gives off information as the thing. Mystical Teachings is often searching for a counterspell. You're never searching for like it's instant
Right.
or sorcery, right?
Right. You
Is
typically
it's actually instant or card with flash.
Okay.
right. So you can search out
So you're always searching for a combo piece
Yes.
or Pact of Negation,
or pattern. So
which if you use it just before you combo
So you're at
off,
11, right?
I think it just gives away way too much information to your opponent. Because it lets them know that they're going to Thoughtseize or keep up counter magic.
right? But the fact that it's instant helps. It's played at the end of your turn. Now I can combo.
Yeah, my hand at this point was like sleight of hand, land, lightning bolt. Problem is, after this matchup, I still have to keep in dead cards like lightning bolt.
Yes.
Because you can't side in enough cards.
It's true.
And right here is the
I
time
think
when I play
This is
my-
losing
I
it.
actually like Lightning Bolt in this match because your real priority is to beat him before he can combo off.
yes.
With
And,
Blue Moon, that's kind of debatable because
and
your,
here
your,
is
your
where I
real point of threat is, and this is where I literally think for a minute and realize I am basically
Yeah. You have Kranos on the board, correct?
Gyarados, yeah.
And he just dropped Teferi.
Yeah.
So you
My hand
can't do
is lightning.
anything during his turn.
My hand is lightning bolt, land, and I think double negate.
So we can see how happy you are about that Teferi.
Yeah, it was pretty tilted.
and here's when John, like, whoever knows John, you know, when he starts to lose, he gets very salty.
Yes.
So
And
basically,
now here I try and zoom in on the Teferi just to give those who don't know what it does a glimpse at it.
and of
It
course,
is a 3/4 flash creature. Creatures you own that aren't in play have flash, and each opponent can play spells only when he or she can play a sorcery, which against any blue matchup says, no, you can't counter my things. It's been fun playing with you.
Yeah.
yeah.
And this is where I lose the game, and I'm like, I'll lightning bolt you, bring it to.
Yep.
And then I'm.
But even with the unlife, it's not even close.
And here comes in Lotus Bloom, and I basically cast a Nauseam for the win.
You're about to attack with Teferi? Oh no, you're just reading it. Okay.
No, just trying to make sure that I know John cannot counter, because half the time I forget what my own spells do.
Fair enough.
Trust me.
Do you like this list? Do you like the Ad Nauseam deck?
I love that Nauseam deck. I hate Dig Through Time.
Dig Through Time is
I
the
trust-
one change you would make in the deck?
Yes. So basically, Jesse, you need to put in Mystical Teachings.
Because this week, what was your record? Like 1-3?
Yeah.
1-3 with it?
No, yeah, it was 1-3
I
because
managed to beat Mr. Devon last round to 4-0. It was
That was a good match.
that was
though.
a really good match. Too bad the camera died because that would have been a really good match
Yes.
to cover.
and well, John, don't forget, I beat you, BK, and Devin. Actually the week we recorded this.
Yes,
and
you did.
It was pretty fun. Every single game went to 3.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, because it is that type of swingy deck where you can either win, you can lose, or
Yeah, and this is where I die, and this is where
Yeah.
the game's over.
Lightning Storm. That was fun playing with you.
Good match. Some tilted John Rossum at the end.
Yeah.
I think I was hella tilted that
Yeah.
day.
It was a great match, and we hope to see more out of Geek Stuff Games at 2 Wall Street in Spencer, Mass.
I was just watching the end of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
let's let you rewatch your loss just to
just
to
for
remind
feel,
you.
Just for feel bad.
and the fight part.
I already sunk in that I lost like when he cast it. I was more tilted when I read Teferi than when he actually beat me.
because you knew once you realized what Teferi did, it was over.
I know.
Now you
it's
try
playing
and
Teferi.
discard a land to add counters.
Yeah, I discard a land and like target you.
In
and then I
any
count it.
realm of thought, did you think there's a chance I have more lands than him?
No, I knew that unless he basically put all of his lands at once, which I was probably was gonna hope for. I'm like, yeah.
And
Yeah,
here
yeah.
comes John with the I'm drawing cards. just
I'm gonna
because
see where my outs were, as
Yeah.
if you had any.